Hi there. This is the collective reading for May 3rd, 2024, or whenever you happen to see this. As always, if you're seeing this, it matters. It's meant for you. So take whatever resonates, leave the rest. All right, so let's get into this reading. We began with the Five of Swords. Swords represent the mental layer. Five of Swords is about internalized conflict. We are given so much messaging that is deeply in conflict with itself, and it causes a discordance in our system. It's hard to discern what is true, what is false, what is deliberately misleading us, what is actually going to help us. And we as a society have been taught to stay in our heads and be disassociated with our body systems. The Five of Swords is that trap that we get in when we are spinning on our thoughts, creating anxiety, and just feeling utterly trapped by either indecision or by too much possibility and feeling overwhelmed. And so then we tend to just like want to disassociate, and then suddenly you're scrolling on TikTok a whole lot, right? And no judgment, we all do it because we're constantly being bombarded with conflicting messaging. Coming back to your body is one of the most important ways to diffuse this. Your body has its own intelligence, and it will always guide you in the right way. It helps you understand that information in of itself is actually neutral. It is our judgment and the way that we use it that makes it either beneficial or not. Your body will let you know what information is worthwhile or not, which leads us into our next card. Ace of Swords. I love that we have these swords right now. Ace of Swords represents new beginnings because all aces represents the new beginnings. Swords is mental again. For me, I like to see the Ace of Swords as the ability to cut away the extraneous nonsense in order to clear a path forward for yourself. It's clarity via understanding what information is and is not useful for you. The new beginnings that are happening for most people, for you if you're listening to this, it's because you're able to understand that the internalized conflict that you're feeling is temporary and easily mitigated. Knowing how to find your own sense of discernment is oftentimes as simple as sitting in silence, not doing anything in particular, including meditating. Meditation is great, but sometimes you need to just sit and chill with yourself. Not trying to do anything, not trying to empty your mind, not trying to find stillness. Just hang out with yourself, see what shows up, get curious about it. Oftentimes, that's where we find our inspiration, and that's also where we can find our discernment in how to move forward, our clarity on how to move forward, which then leads to the next card. King of Pentacles. I love this for our story. So when we are able to find our sense of discernment, as I was saying, we're then able to find the action steps that are needed in order to create and form the life that we want. King of Pentacles is the masculine expression of mastery over form. Pentacles can represent money, but it's not just money. It's like a wealth in all forms. The masculine archetype is action, doing, knowing how to create the kind of structures that are needed, all of that. So you have that internalized conflict that is resolved through the discernment of the Ace of Swords that creates clarity through cutting away the extraneous bullshit, finding your sense of self, understanding how you need to move forward, taking those action steps, believing in it, knowing that the conflict that comes with that is still useful. It's still letting you know what's going away and also what you need to refocus on. I love that we have King of Pentacles on this. It's showing that you are moving towards exactly what you want. Just keep going. So now we go to our next card. Divine Wisdom. So this is a card that's specific to the Moonchild deck, and I love it. This is what I call the undercurrent card, or the what is hidden card. I draw it from the bottom of the deck, and it just lets me know the undercurrent energy that is moving things forward. It's an extra layer of complexity. It's normally subtle, behind the scenes energy. And Divine Wisdom is about the universal intelligence that is the all here. It's what people can call source. It's divinity. It's the organizing principle that allows things to work out so freakily perfect in this existence. You are so deeply supported in all of the work that you are doing. You are so deeply supported in every step that you are taking. Remember that. There's no need to sink into fear, and there's no need to allow the thoughts that are going to question what you're doing to take over. You are so loved and so supported. Next card. This is the kind of advice card / what I call the overall. We got the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, especially this particular iteration of it, I love it because it's this figure that is walking towards this entirely new reality, and it's like it's a portal, like almost instantaneous change. Now, you might not have instantaneous change immediately in your life, but you are walking through a threshold where there's going to be a moment where you're going to look around and suddenly everything is different. You're walking towards your new reality, the reality that you have created through all of the work that you've done by coming back to the body, by building discernment, by trusting yourself and your truth. You're creating that life that you want. And that's really exciting. So keep walking towards it as an advice card. Just know that you're doing this. Yeah, that's all I got for this one. One more card. I call this card the Once More with Feeling card, and it is the 10 of Swords. This kind of ties it all together. 10 of Swords, especially this particular one, 10s tend to be about endings, and then of course the swords and like the pain and the desperation. This isn't a particularly happy card. But for me, with everything else, I see this card as saying this is what's ending. This deep anxiety and the way that we're cruel to ourselves, that shit's done. We're not playing that game anymore. Finding sense of self, finding and trusting self, discernment, all of that allows you to not be in this mode anymore. And so you should feel really proud of yourself because you've come so far, and you're walking heart first into the great unknown of your existence. And everything is reflecting that back to you, including this reading. So stay strong, know that you're doing it, continue to sit with yourself and trust yourself. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. Follow me so you see more, okay? Mwah. Thanks.